Welcome back, my friends. My name is Eric. This is Rome, and we are here taking a look at the Moth. Now, we're going to do this a little bit different today because I've been recording some gameplay and some stuff, and I'm kind of not super happy with the way I've done it, but we're gonna kind of start over and then splice in some B-roll as we go, right? So this is the Moth. This is built on the Mole chassis, quite obviously. This is a new salvage ship. It has 3 salvage heads. You can see one sticking out there from that side panel. That moves forward, right? Just like it does on the Mole. You've got a center one right here on the bottom, and you've got a third one on this side. So you can have 3 people salvaging all at the same time. There's a pilot and a co-pilot. The pilot has control of the giant grabby hands there. Let's see if I can make those stick out for you. There you go. This is to chunk the rest of it up. It's a pretty cool ship, if I'm honest, as far as looks go. He also has control of the 2 guns on the side. They're like size 2, maybe. Hold on, we can verify this. Let's figure out what guns we have. They're Badgers. They're Badgers. The co-pilot has control of this missile turret on the top, which is pretty cool as well. So if you do have a co-pilot in there, they have that. Are you normally going to have a co-pilot while you're salvaging? Excuse me. No, this is meant to be a crew of 4. Right, so if you got 3 people salvaging, the only one up in the cockpit is going to be the pilot, which is why they also have control of the chunkers there, the final salvage bit. But when you're flying around, you know, one of those, maybe the dude in the center turret there can run up and be the co-pilot for you. This has storage on the outside. You can see it's got 6 panels there and 6 on the other side. These are each 8 SCU containers, which means when you are salvaging, you have to have at least 8 SCU to kick a box out of the hopper and onto the grid. So that means what? 6 times 8 is 48? Does that sound right? So that means you have 96 SCU of storage outside in crates and another 32 inside for, what is that, 128? Something like that. That sounds right. And then you also have a cargo grid that can drop down that holds, I don't know how much. It's not huge. So you can put a little bit more there if you wanted to drop that down, grab some stuff off the external grids and put it on there. You could also put a small vehicle on there, a bike, maybe a doom buggy, maybe a rocket fit. I haven't tried. But you could use this as a multi-purpose ship, obviously, right? You could use some cargo storage with it between the external and the internal. It's not nothing, right? Like I said, 96 SCU or 92 SCU on the outside already. So pretty good. And then the cargo grid. So you can move some reasonable cargo. We'll land it and check to see what the actual total cargo it says there is, which I think is just going to be the cargo grid inside. I don't think it's going to include the external kind of salvage grid, so to speak. It comes with a cinch and an abrade on each of the points. I found that they were extremely slow, and hopefully I'll remember to put the B-roll here of me actually salvaging an Avenger, and it took forever to get 2 SCU of salvage out of that. So we are going to take another ship out shortly, and I'm going to kind of do a quick comparison. Maybe we'll take out, I don't know, the Fortune. Maybe the Fortune's the best comparison for this. It's a size smaller. It's meant to be a solo, but it also has external cargo grids to store stuff on. This feels to me like the natural extension of that rather than of the Drake. This is a smaller version, a cheaper version of the Reclaimer, is what it is. A crew of 4 is perfect for both. Obviously, in the Reclaimer, it's going to be a pilot, 2 salvagers, and somebody working the cargo grid and back, right? To move the stuff out, to keep the spice flowing, so to speak, right? So there's this one is going to have a 3rd person on a salvage beam, which in theory means it might be faster. But in my experience so far today, was pretty damn slow. But I think this is also the first thing I've salvaged in 4.6. So maybe they've just nerfed salvage all to fucking hell and I haven't noticed. I did do a little bit of mining because of the event. but I haven't done any salvage yet. So we're going to land, and we will take a look at it. Let me get you a quick tour of the inside before we do that. You can see I do have one of the new quests, and we will go over those maybe in a separate video, but I only need to turn in 1 SCU, and this can only turn out 8 SCU. So this is the control panel right here, and you can see we've got 5, including our salvage and our construction pieces. We got 2.3 SCU out of that Avenger. So yeah, we can't kick anything out yet. We've got 1 on each side because we've got a claw on each side. This ladder down here, we can go ahead and zip down real quick. This is the center turret. No, it's the first one. It grabbed me a second time. It has been much better. So this is the center turret. And we do have 2 side turrets as well. One of my big bitches with the mole was that the side turrets were not airtight. There was no door. When you kicked out, you were just in space. I died more than once because I had taken a helmet off to get a drink in the kitchen, or because I didn't really need it, you know. There we go. And you can see this one has a lot of movement. You really can. You can just park this thing above. You don't have... Oh, that's an interesting little quirk of Vulcan, huh? As far as our lighting goes. Anyway. You don't have to be too precious with it. It's a lot easier to position this than it is to position the reclaimer. We'll say that. So that is definitely a bonus for it. The negative is you have to go up and down ladders to get to all the salvage beams, which if you're going to run this solo is kind of a pain in the ass. The reclaimer, in my opinion, so far with my short bit of experience with it, is the better solo ship. Because all you do to do the salvage heads, right? You get out of your pilot seat and you walk back and you get in the seat for the other. They're right behind. You don't have to go up and down any ladders. You don't have to run across the ship to get to them. The salvage heads themselves are right there. This is the kitchen, obviously. We got a nice little area. We've got bunks back here for 4 people. We have the suit locker for the pilot and the center turret operator right there. There's a bathroom back there. I believe there's storage. Is there storage? Storage underneath. There we go. So 4 storage bays underneath. I guess we could look to see how much is in them. 1,000. 1,050. Not too bad. Quite a bit. So not terrible. Weapons rack right here, obviously in the kitchen. As you do. Right? Where else would you put your weapon racks? Lower level. This is the level that come on. We've got a central compartment here. This is your elevator up and down. This is your cargo grid right here. I did grab the gun off the Avenger. Because why not? And then on either side, we have our side turrets. They have their suit locker down here with them. Because you come down here, you put on your suit, you get in your seat, right? In the mole, like I said, these seats were not airtight. Once you move forward, these doors didn't exist. At least not for the person here. So it does appear that they fixed that. And now you can see that extends. Oh, there we go. Game hiccup there. Comes down and out. And so you have, again, I'm not turned on. Oops, where's power on this one? There we go. Again, really, really great maneuverability and visibility from these. So, although it doesn't turn in, right? So there's only so much overlap you're going to have with either the center or the other side. So that will be your one kind of positioning deal, is trying to get everybody where they have good access to it. I think that's the tour. There's not much else to see. One of these on either side. Oops, come on. Come on, get out of the seat. Yeah, let me go. You can see we've got a couple fuses and a fire extinguisher there. We ran past the engineering terminal on our way out. That was right next to the ladder down to the center turret. So that is our quick tour of the ship. And it does, like I said, it does have its components. So that is nice. Another fire extinguisher there. Anything in here? All right. Let me land this. Give you a little bit of a shot of it coming into Atmo. And then we will... I'll take something else out and do a quick comparison to see if the problem is the mole, or if the problem is... or the moth, excuse me, or if the problem is just salvage in general at the moment. It may be they just really want you to use 3 people in this, and so when you have 3 people salvaging, it's a reasonably quick, but when you have 1 person, 'tis not. We'll find out here shortly. The sparkly lights of Orison as we come out of warp, out of quantum, excuse me. We'll get right side up. This does not have, oh, it does. I hit it earlier. It did not work. It has it for this guy, apparently. It does not have the turret then, because I tried it in the bottom turret. It didn't work. I would like to see it for everybody. That makes no sense for it to only be this guy, right? The guy that has to work in the dark is the actual salvage guy. However, it does have a full complement of lights. The problem is, those lights shine down, and the salvage is mostly going to happen below. So the lights don't actually shine where they're needed. Like I said, you have better visibility down below than you do kind of straight in front of you necessarily. So, so there probably should be some diagonal lights or lights on the actual boom with the salvage head that light up what you're actually working on. That would make a lot more sense. I don't know who designs these. Whoever designs the ship doesn't actually think about how the ship's going to be used, and this is very common with the lights on these ships. They do not shine in appropriate places. For instance, the raft should have lights lighting up the back underside where you load cargo from, because that's the darkest pit of hell. You're on a planet in the middle of night trying to load, one of these depots, and you can't see shit up there, and your flashlight's not bright enough. There should be lights on the legs that face up and light that up. Yeah, whoever does these ship designs clearly doesn't pay any attention to how the ships are used or what they're for. They just make them look pretty. But I would say, damn, it looks pretty. Although when you set one light right in front of your other lights, shining directly in front of them, that doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm not sure I understand that decision. Let's go ahead and get in here, and I'll get this bitch landed. And I guess do we have a sunrise coming up? Maybe? Is that what we got going on? I'm not sure which direction we're coming in from. Maybe it'll be pretty, maybe it won't. Where did I see the lights? Right here. All right, let's take a look, see what it says the total cargo is on this. 224, so maybe it does include that outside. Yeah, that seems right, right? So we have the two 48 grids on the outside, and then the cargo grid on the inside. And then if you're just carrying salvage, you've got another 32 SCU in the hopper. So in theory, you could carry 256 of salvage and other salvage components. Not too shabby. As opposed to the Reclaimer, which claims 420. And I don't remember 120 28 maybe in the deal. I don't remember how much is in the hopper at the moment. But that's okay. We're going to take, I think, probably... Let's take the Fortune. Not the Fortune. The I think that's the most common comparison. But let me take out the... oh, what the heck is it called? I don't remember. RSI. Salvation. There we go. Let me deliver it real quick. And then I'm going to put in a braid head on it because we have a braid heads on this one. So I have a comparison. RSI is at the bottom, of course. There it is. Mine came with it a livery when it bought it. I didn't buy a paint scheme for it, I don't think. I've got a cinch. Yeah, we're gonna switch that to an braid. Save. This one's kind of weird in that it has two of the same thing on it, but you have to switch between them. So I don't know why it came with two cinches, because I don't think you can. Maybe you can use both. Let's find out. I don't remember. All right, so we've got our braids on it. So we have the same head on it. Miscellaneous, there's no no cargo or no tractor beam on it. It'd be nice if you could put a tractor beam just on a normal gun mount, right? You would say, you know what, I really want a tractor beam. Let me toss it on a gimbal. Knowing that it has limited, movement, but that would be okay. So, all right. Whoops. Hold on. Display. Not that one. What were you doing? Standing in my hangar. First crash of the patch for me. Now, this was crashing every 15 minutes on this computer and on this account. My other account, I don't believe, crashed on this computer, and neither of them crashed on my other computer. Only this account on this computer every 15 minutes. Not sure what that was. Some sort of driver issue, some sort of weird graphics setting, although the graphics setting should be the same for both accounts that are logging on. So I don't know. We're not going to worry about verifying. Verifying was failing yesterday too when I was trying to install this. I don't think I mentioned that since I've redone this, but it took me 24 hours to get this installed. I reinstalled it multiple times. I reinstalled the entire game multiple times and reinstalled the patch. I don't know how many, and got the 5008 error. And then when I tried to reinstall the game, I got a 5006 error. But this morning, well, late last night, and then I got the game reinstalled, and then this morning I was able to get the patch installed. Why the installation doesn't install the game to the current version, and it needs to be patched, don't know. Pretty fucked up if you ask me. Especially on a game this big, you're asking people to download this on perhaps not spectacular internet. I mean, it's okay internet to play the game, but I mean, I have 500 up and down with fiber, so it's not terrible for me, but it ain't fast for me either. So you'd think they just give you the right version. Anyway, let's get back in the game. Oh, okay. Okay. No, you have to stay with me. Here. Come here, Ginger. No, Ginger. Ginger. What you doing? Ginger. Come here. Oh, yeah. No, Ginger. Go. Oh my gosh. I don't know how well you'll see her. You want to sit up and show the people your lovely face? Huh? This is Ginger. She is a very kind of timid little Chihuahua mix who we're dog sitting, and she has to sit with me for a little while because our dog has to go to the vet. So you have to stay with me. Yes. Yes, she is just beginning to accept me as a reasonable human being. Huh. Yeah, I'm okay now. We've just got to... I still have to work a little bit to convince her, but she likes to do little sneak attacks from back, come up and ask to be petted, and then run away when you actually try to pet her. Huh. Huh. You are, other than the fact you're not very barky, kind of a prototypical kind of nervous chihuahua. She's almost the stereotype. But she's not barky. No, you're not barky. She's not very well socialized, though. She doesn't like my dogs, and she'll chase my cat. Luckily, one of my dogs is old, the one that's going to the vet, and deaf, and he doesn't even hear her growling and telling her no. He just ignores her. Yeah. Do I get a kiss? Thank you. And my other dog, who is big, Buddha, he's a shepherd Shar-Pei, and he's upper 80s in pounds. He's a very conscientious puppy, so he just sits in another room and plays with his toys and ignores her. Huh. Yeah, all right. You ready? This is the salvation if you haven't seen it. Oh, she's digging at my arm. She's like, no, you're supposed to keep petting me as long as I'm in your lap. I expect attention. Well, baby, I got news for you. I got work to do. Yeah, I got work to do. You can sit in my lap, but I need to work. Anyway, so this is the salvation. It has two salvage. Well, we'll play with it as we get there. I'm going to take it out and we'll do a quick salvage with it. And let me grab a new mission. So we've got something to work with. I need to turn one SCU in for this one. So let's grab, ideally, another. There's a mole. Vulture, that's the ship I couldn't remember the name of. An Avenger, right? Because this is what we got last time. So I want to do kind of the exact same thing. So let me grab this one. We'll pay the fee. We'll track it. And I will see you in a minute after I have arrived. And somehow the bug where you jump into warp space, quantum space, hurts you is back, because I just took 4% health damage for jumping into quantum. Alright, if I'm a little bit blown out in this, I apologize. I had closed the bedroom window so that the sun's not shining directly in my eyes, but I opened it so I could put Ginger on the bed and she could see out the front window, but she doesn't seem to have, she's decided that's not enough for her. I am an acceptable giver of scritches, but not an acceptable sole parental stand-in. So she's crying a little bit in the background. If you hear her whining, she's fine. She's got food, she's got water, she can get back in my lap if she wants. I'm just not her mom, and that's really the crux of the issue. Alrighty, so we are moving on in here. Let's go, maybe we'll start on the... This seems like a reasonable place to start. So we have both the braid scrapers. I'm going to focus on just one for a minute because I want to see focus tool fracture. Okay, that's where we want to be. And then we want A. That's going to select just one salvage head. This will give me an idea. Or not. It is not working. Fracture. S. Oh, do I not have power to the heads? I have noticed that it likes to take away power to the salvage heads. Let's see, do we have... Ah, yep, there we go. Perfect. No, I have power. There's plenty of power. Oh, is it still doing this? It did this last patch too, where it wouldn't let me do any... Here, let's just shut everything else down. Now, is the power... Let's see if everything else shut down. Like, are the power bips that it want locked up into something else? Nope. Okay. Never mind. We will not do this one because this one is still broke. There we go. So we're just doing one. Yeah, this is faster. Quite a bit faster. Hold on. Now I'm all over the place. Left A. Turn that off. Now both. Now turn them both on. Now beam spacing. Yeah, this is significantly faster. So I don't know if this is on purpose. I don't know if they've made the Moth really, really slow to salvage because you've got the extra cargo space, and that's the idea is, let me just so they touch each other. There we go. That's perfect. Because this is so much faster. Let's see if we get more salvage out of it. I got about 2.3. Being reasonably careful but not super picky. On the previous one, it only required like 1.8 before it said I was done. So we'll kind of compare. But yeah, this is... If you're doing the basic beginner missions, this is the way to go, right? Because I need to be able to turn in one salvage for that. And I can't do that in the Moth. That's not a criticism of the Moth. It's not meant to be the first salvage ship. This is Baby's first salvage ship right here. But if Baby's first salvage ship is this much faster, and I'm doing these type of cargo missions where I'm turning them in right away, if I'm using it for missions, at least early on, I don't see a reason to go beyond this. Let me spin us around here. Suppose I could use the, whoops. I could use the throttle stick, but this is fine. Yeah, this is significantly faster. Where is my 1.7? I think we're about the same. Doesn't appear that the other one is more or less efficient with the abrades. Maybe a little bit. This is at 0 already. There we go. So about the same place. I've got 2.1 right now. I think I ended up with 2.3 on the last one. Now I did use the cinch a little bit on that one just as a comparison to see what the issue was. So it's possible that I got a little bit extra out of that, but 2.2, yeah, we're there. A little bit there, 2.3. All right, so about the same. Same efficiency, just significantly. Like the other one literally took me 15 minutes to do. I'll have to go back and check the timer, but it took a while. So there we go. Yeah, and then we'll go ahead and now we will cycle tool mode. I think we do Alt W. That puts us into fracture. Now, it was fairly quick for the fracture. I would say a little bit faster than... Well, this isn't too bad, actually. This isn't too bad. We got an extra 2.5 or so of fracture material out of that one as well. So we ended up with 5 point something total in salvage and reclaimed material. So we'll click to here. We'll hit this. All right, cockpit went up. The other went down. Or to the left, excuse me. This one's coming towards us a little bit, so we'll just stay where we're at. It should be gone before it hits us. We're going to lose a little bit out of it. That's fine. There is that. Let me scooch up here. And so up here somewhere is the cockpit. So I did get more salvage out of it. It was more efficient as far as that. I got probably 2 extra. So I got a lot more construction material out of it as opposed to RMC, right? So that's worth noting. So as we get to salvage, or as we get to crafting, that might be the difference. Remember, they provide different types of materials. And my understanding is, I think the higher you go, they didn't specify. They said the difference is they keep the quality of the item. So I don't know if that's the smaller one is more likely to keep a higher quality, whereas the bigger one is generic quality, or vice versa. I would think the bigger one should keep the quality, if I'm honest, because but I don't know. I don't know which way they're going on that. They said it determined whether it kept the quality of the original material, but it didn't say which one did it more or less. So we'll have to find out on that. I did take one of these original early Baby's First Contract mission. And so let's go ahead and try to turn this one in. So we needed to provide, again, this was the first Titan salvage we did. I needed to provide 1 SCU of recycled material to Faint Glen Station. So I'm going to go ahead. It's going to be a little bit of a trek over there. But let's go ahead and turn it in so we can see the end of that mission. And I don't have to do another one of these. That's not true. I'll do some more for this specific career arc, mission style, whatever you want to call it. Well, I screwed up. I was trying to get into the webcam app to lower the ISO so that you could, well, lower the ISO so you could actually see her as she sits here with the window open, so she's not just a hotspot. But it got rid of my green screen, and the software itself never was available. It's like hiding behind the deal. So, what? Am I not petting you enough? I got a little paw there. See if we can scoot in a little bit. Oh, that's a good girl. That's a good girl. All right. So sorry about that. I'd hoped to show more of her and not more of the room per se. Oh, I'm too close. We're going to drive on the keyboard because I guess that means turning on cruise again. Because it's kind of a pain to do with her sleeping on my arm. All right, let's... I got rubble to 2.4, actually. That's interesting, because it said 2.3, right? So we don't have enough to kick out the construction at all. So yeah, so we're just going to eject. And I guess we don't have an auto eject on this one. I don't see an option to just have it keep doing it. So we'll just do it manually. That's fine. Did I not get a message for that one? Did it not complete, or did it not give me the message? All right, so it did complete. It just didn't tell me it completed. Okay. So then what we're looking for is rep with Adagio Holdings. Right? They're the salvage, I believe. So you can see we show as neutral. Salvage rights, yeah. Yeah, so we got a little bit out of that. And then in theory, it's going to go up as we go. So if we take a look at the contracts we have available right now for salvage, we're going to have some like this. So you can see this one's small supply. Again, that's 5 SCU. This one needs 4 size 1 quantum drives and 4 size 1 power plants, right? So my problem is you have to know which ships have their gold pass, right? Because I don't believe the Avenger did, because we looked at one in the footage you didn't see, and it didn't look like I could open anything. So you want to make sure you take missions for ships that are actually going to have their gold pass so you can get to their quantum drives and their power plants. And you can see this one is, this one you would actually have to have all 3 sizes of ship to complete, which doesn't really make sense as a small ship. Oh, no, one of the following. So you could do it with any ship. So you either need rubble, construction pieces, or salvage. You could do it with any ship, and then 5 SCU of cargo. So that's not too bad. So these you're paying for. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Am I not giving you enough attention? There we go. I'm sorry. She's just so... I tried to fix the camera. I know I didn't succeed, but I tried to get you guys more shots of her than of me. Huh. I know what gets the views, and it is not Eric. It is puppy dogs. Huh, baby. Anyway, so you can kind of get these. You pay for these, get your stuff, make sure that when you're doing them, you're stripping out whatever you can strip out of them. And then you can do these as you get the extra stuff that you want to turn in for them, right? Because they don't require you to salvage a specific ship after the intro one. They just need you to deliver whatever you kind of deliver. So 2 size 0 coolers. I don't know. Are you going to have to salvage ground vehicles for that one? I mean, I guess you could find those on the planet, maybe. I don't know that anything else is going to give you size 0. So, yeah, I like the idea. I like the idea. But we'll end this one here. Thanks for watching, guys. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Little Ginger, thanks you for giving her a little bit of your attention and company while we're here. Even if she's bearing her nose down there and hiding from the camera. And the game just crashed again. So, that seems to me to be an appropriate spot. So we went an hour and 10 minutes for the first crash, and then we got back in and we made it another maybe 40 minutes to the next crash, all told. I've been recording for a grand total of an hour and 58 minutes. So I guess that's better than every 15 minutes. But both times I was just standing in my hangar. So that does appear to be an issue if you're going to spend any time in your hangar. Apparently, bad shit happens. Oh, Ginger. All right, we'll see you next time, guys. Cheers.